Hey, what's up guys? Anton here, and if you noticed a change of scenery this week, it's because I'm coming to you from Vietnam. Actually out in Saigon right now. I'm here with my wife for a couple weeks for Tet, which is basically like the Lunar New Year or the Chinese New Year. They don't like when you call it that over in Vietnam, but it's basically what it is. It's the reason all of the factories are closed for anyone that's doing any importing. But yeah, I've been out here for a few days now, and that's why I'm coming to you this week for Dropship Weekly from out here in Vietnam. And I do have a bunch of great questions that were asked in the Facebook group this week, as always, so I am going to get into them. But I wanted to bring up one thing that that I guess stood out to me from being here this time that I didn't realize when I used to live here. So for those of you that don't know, I had lived out in Vietnam for I think like 2.5 years, maybe even longer, before going back to the States and moving to Austin. And there's a really good group of entrepreneurs out here, right? One of the reasons, or probably the only reason I stuck around here as long as I did, was because of that network of friends I had. And you know, when I left, like, I missed them, but I didn't know, like, you know, I just seemed like, oh yeah, I don't have my buddies to go out for a beer for, like, you know, beer with or go get dinner with. But what I realized after the past few nights kind of reconnecting with everyone out here, I realized like why I missed that relationship so much, and this definitely is something that can apply to you as well. One of the things that I think is really unique to the community, especially in Saigon, is that when, you know, everyone's hanging out, we're having a shisha, we're getting dinner, we're having a couple beers, people talk about their businesses, but they don't sugarcoat anything. So the kind of stories and interaction I get with people out here is very real, and I would kind of define it as authentic, right? So one thing that I've noticed since going back to the States is a lot of the people that I'm meeting up with and talking business with, they kind of just make everything seem like it's great all the time. And while that would be awesome, I know it's not the truth, right? I've been running online businesses for over a decade now. I have lots of entrepreneurial friends, and the kind of like authenticity that you get from the entrepreneur scene, I would say, out here in Saigon, compared to like what I've experienced back in the States, is just that different from like, yeah, this is what's really happening, to everything's great. And the conversations when people tell you what actually is happening are so much more valuable, and there's a couple of reasons why. So first of all, if I'm talking to, you know, a group of people and they're telling me like something they're dealing with, a challenge they're facing, something they thought would happen but didn't, something that went wrong, you know, just something like real, like a challenge they're facing, well, that could benefit them, because then I can kind of chime in and I feel like I can contribute and help try to, like, you know, share some of my advice that might help them. And it goes the same way for me, right? If I just sat there and said, oh yeah, business is so awesome and everything that I thought was going to happen happened and it's all perfect and, you know, there's no problems, then yeah, I mean, what's that? Then I'm basically just like trying to show off. I'm not being honest, I'm not being authentic, and it actually damages me, because then I can't get their feedback and their expertise to help me in my own businesses and through my own struggles. And I think it's really easy when you get around the mindset of everyone that's basically just like talking each other up, and like if no one wants to admit fault or wrongdoing or something failing, then the other people usually don't, right? So again, that's just one thing that I wanted to point out, because I notice it now more than ever after living here for a long time, having this community of friends, then leaving, then coming back to it. Now it's like very clear to me that one of the things I loved about living here is not just having that great group of friends, but having people that are truly authentic and real, and people that aren't afraid to admit when something didn't work out the way they wanted to. So how does this apply to you? Well, listen, if you're in this situation, maybe you're going to local meetups, maybe you have a mastermind you're part of, you know, make sure that you start that conversation of things that are wrong, right? There's nothing wrong with making mistakes, you know? It doesn't mean like you're weak or you're a failure, but if things don't work out the way you thought they were going to, the only way it's gonna get better is if you actually have those like open discussions and dialogues, and that's how people learn, that's how you improve. So I guess the point of this message is to don't be afraid to be authentic and to let people know what's really happening in your life and in your business, because that's only gonna help you. It's gonna allow other people to help you, and same thing, when they admit their flaws, you can basically, you know, give your strength, share your story, and help people that way too. So try to keep that in mind as you are networking, as you're getting on mastermind calls, maybe as you're going to meetups, as you're just hanging out with a bunch of buddies talking about business. You know, it helps. It's definitely better to be real about everything rather than to sugarcoat stuff. So just wanted to share that message once again, because it really like clicked with me the past couple nights being back out here in Saigon. So with that being said, guys, I'm gonna switch to the computer, and we're gonna get into this week's episode of Dropship Weekly. All right, so the first question this week came in from Jennifer, and she was asking for customer service advice. She said she accidentally used the wrong SKU number when placing an order for a product for a customer, and they received something they shouldn't have. They basically got less than they ordered, and they were upset, right? Because they ordered something, they didn't receive the full item, and she was kind of asking for advice for what to do because the item wasn't in stock, like the extra piece that the customer was waiting on. So I just wanted to call attention to this question and to Kate's comment, because this isn't something that I really talk at all about in Dropship Lifestyle inside the coaching program, but it's obviously important, and mistakes like this will happen. Items will be out of stock. Sometimes we'll screw up an order and the wrong thing will get shipped, and it will be on us. And I love Kate's kind of answer to this, which is just trying to offer a partial refund. And really, like she said, it's going to save lots of messing around with returning products, and kind of it'll end the conversation. So what I would recommend you do, just like Kate said, is speak to this customer and try to just give them money back to just end it. And maybe the money you give them back was your margin on this order, so maybe you're just not making any money, but it's over. You don't have to deal with it anymore. Because the worst thing that could really happen is you have a customer that's not satisfied and there's no endpoint, and it's just something that's just ongoing, and it's wasting your time and it's wasting their time, and it's just leading to a headache or a hassle. So I really like Kate's approach here, especially because the extra part isn't in stock. If it was, I would just ship it out and be done with it. But because it's not, I would try to offer them some money back and just kind of let it be. And that's kind of our same approach with every situation we get into with the e-commerce businesses. If it could be resolved with a small amount of money back, then that's always what we want. We don't want return shipments. We don't want to deal with any of that. We'd rather just be done with that customer and move on. While they're satisfied, we're satisfied, and that's a great way to do it. So that would I side with Kate here. That's my advice as well. The next question this week came in from Zafan, and he said, "Hey guys, has anyone had experience with a third-party warehousing?" excuse me, or fulfillment center, because one of the best-selling brands in his niche, they don't drop ship, and the profit margin's too low if he uses them, as a middleman. So I'm kind of asking for recommendations for a third-party warehouse. So the one that none of them are cheap. At the end of the day, to store big, heavy, bulky items, it's expensive. But the one that I would tell you to at least reach out to is called Hellman Worldwide Logistics. They literally have warehouses all around the world, and they do what you're looking to have done. So I will link to them below this video. You could reach out, get pricing for, kind of what you would need. And, their pricing has been fair, and they're definitely a legitimate company in this space. So again, it's called Hellman Worldwide Logistics, and I will link to them below this video. Another thing that I'm not sure if this isn't even an option, but I wanted to throw it out there. And I don't know, but if this company doesn't dropship, but they'll allow you to pre-purchase inventory for them, and they'll just hold it, and then they ship it for you. It happens sometimes, so some companies will tell you basically no, we're not gonna, work on a prepay model where you just list our products and then you order them when you sell them. But sometimes those companies will say, hey, if you buy, $10,000 worth of items for us, we'll keep it for you in our warehouse. And then when it comes time to ship the orders, then you could either arrange shipment through a third party, or maybe they'll even ship on their account. So that might be an option. If it is, you should definitely try to go that route, because then basically they're becoming that, that fulfillment center. You're just buying stuff up front. So look into that first. If not, check out Hellman, give them a call and get some pricing. Next, we have a question from Matt. And Matt said, if my supplier has an item number or a manufacturer number instead of a SKU number, should I be putting this in the product title? So he's saying he has been doing that, but in most cases, it's around 10 characters long. So some of his product titles are 70 characters long. I'm sure they're getting big, they're getting ugly. And here's my advice. And I saw someone commented on this as well, but I wanted to just answer for everyone that didn't read the comments. See what your competitors are doing, right? And not just all your competitors, but see what the top, 2 or 3 players in your niche are doing. And if they're listing it there, then you want to list it there. If they're not, then you don't have to. I would still have it somewhere, somewhere in the product description. I would have something to say this item's also referred to as, then list the item number. I might have it in the actual URL of the site, but to have it on every page, that I would do if the main players in the niche were doing it, then I would do that as well. So, and that's the same thing with SKU numbers. We don't just automatically put SKU numbers in our page titles or our product names. We do that if the biggest players are doing that, then we'll do it as well. So that's my advice for there. Next, guys, I want to celebrate some success stories because I haven't done this in a few weeks because I've been doing like kind of quick videos, and now I had a little bit more time today to kind of like pull some screenshots, and just wanted to say congratulations to Brent. He's been dropshipping in Australia since October 30th, just crossed the 50th sale mark, which is awesome. Congratulations on that. What I really liked about your screenshot is it looks like things, you know, got super busy for the holiday season, then died down, but it seems like January has been just like steady, you know, making money like every day, which is exactly what you want. So awesome, good work, and looking forward to hearing about the 100th coming through. Next, I wanted to share these two screenshots. Jason got his first sale while he was at his 9 to 5. What's a better feeling than that? That's awesome. Congratulations. And then we had Dan. He went live 10 days ago, he said. Just got the first sale and got approved for the second supplier. So that's an awesome place to be within 10 days, man. $1,400 and the second supplier. Congratulations. Here's to many more. And I wanted to make sure that everyone knows that we are like aggressively posting content to our blog. That's at blog.dropshiplifestyle.com, and I'm going to link to that below this, but we don't like promote it that heavily, but you guys definitely should go there and just read what we've been sharing. This was a post from Bing from maybe like 8 or 9 days ago now, but really cool, sharing a story. In his first 87 days with us here at Dropship Lifestyle, he got over $100,000 in sales. Really cool story, and congratulations, Bing. Thank you for sharing with me and with the community. Like if anyone's looking for like some extra motivation, you know, read this post, and I'll link to it below this again. But again, congratulations and thank you for sharing your journey with us. We also had Matt. This just got posted a couple days ago at the time I'm recording this video, but it's Matt's story, dropshipping in Australia, and him and his wife literally just sold their house. Now they moved to Thailand, and you know, he's doing this full time. So awesome stuff. I met Matt out in Hawaii at the retreat. He was already doing well, scaling things up. Happy to hear it's continuing to grow, and congratulations, you know, not only on quitting your job, but making this dream of location independence literally a reality. So congratulations to Matt, and thank you for sharing this story with myself and with our entire community, because I know, you know, when people are just starting out, they look for other examples of people that are where they want to be, and this just goes to show you, you know, what's possible. So again, thank you for sharing. And guys, you know, I want to say, if you got value out of this episode, as always, please do subscribe. That's how we basically keep pushing out content. If you subscribe on YouTube, you'll get a notification every single week. And if you're not part of Dropship Lifestyle yet, go to the link I'm going to share below this video. It'll take you to our free mini course, literally answer all the questions you have about e-commerce, about dropshipping, and help you to determine if this is right for you or not. And as always, guys, if you did get value, please do give this a thumbs up or a like, or share it with someone that would benefit as well. That really like gets me excited about doing this stuff, and especially when you guys comment below the video, that gives me ideas for future episodes and keeps these things moving along. So once again, guys, hope you got value. Hope you have a great week. I think next week I'll still be out here in Vietnam, so maybe give you a different like little tour around the city. But keep the questions coming, guys. Everyone have a great week, and I'll see you next week for Dropship Weekly.